Hello everyone, and welcome to our updates on February 21st, 2024. So today was yet another very mild day in this extraordinarily mild February, but that is about to change. So today we can see from the UKV that we saw cloud and some decent sunshine this afternoon. So again, it was very spring-like, though it was quite breezy. Into tonight, we will see showers in the west, and this will gradually push eastwards overnight, and we will in fact see an area of heavier and possibly thundery rain moving in from the west overnight, especially in the south. I wouldn't rule out the chance of storms on the south coast especially, and actually there have been some strikes of lightning recorded off the west and north coast this evening. So this band of intense rain will move through. That's the cold front, and behind that we will see colder air coming in from the west, and some showers will go wintry, especially over higher ground. Though some sleet may fall to some low levels in the north. Tomorrow we will see sunshine and some showers. These most frequent and heaviest in the west, but they will push eastwards, especially in the afternoon, and some may be wintry, especially towards higher grounds. I'd say during the daytime, wintriness mainly confined to higher ground, but at night it might come to low levels in parts of the north especially. Tomorrow night we will see showers dying off in the east, but they'll keep going in the western part of the country. So again, a mix of rain, hail and sleet at low levels, with possible snow over high ground, especially towards dawn. Friday itself, we will see again, very similar to Thursday, pretty much that's pretty much deja vu to Thursday actually. Again, showers quite widely, especially in the west, some wintry over high ground, and some heavy with hail. Into Saturday, into Friday night and Saturday morning, we see a band of showers going eastwards. Saturday itself should be a drier day, though some showers might form in the east in the afternoon, before we see high cloud coming in from the west in the evening. Then on Saturday night and Sunday morning, we see this band of rain coming in from southwest. This stalls over the country and eventually slips southwards, and into Monday, we pull in a northerly wind behind that low, and showers form quite widely, especially in the east of the country and down along that east coast there. Here is the temperature forecast then. So today was, again, highs of about 9 to 12 degrees. I'm here in the southeast, and yeah, it was the mildest where I was, and in the sunshine it did feel very, very mild indeed, very spring-like. But tonight we'll see temperatures drop sharply behind that cold front, so by about 6 a.m, 7 a.m, possibly a touch of frost in the north and icy patches. So lows of around freezing to 4 degrees. Into tonight, tomorrow, highest temperatures of around 4 to 7 degrees. Mildest on the south coast, the extreme south coast there. So definitely quite a cold day. And you can see over Scotland, over high ground, temperatures stay below freezing, probably because of snow showers. Into tomorrow night, we'll see probably a frost again, especially for more sheltered parts, lows of 1 to 3 degrees. Frosty, but not so widespread and not so severe. Into Friday, highest temperatures then of around 4 to 7 again. Into Friday night, Saturday morning, we might see quite a sharp frost briefly in parts of Ulster, but into the morning, that will rapidly melt, and Saturday highest temperatures a bit less cold, around average really, highs of 7 to 9 degrees. Saturday nights, cold for a time in the north. Into Sunday, we see quite a chilly day, highs are widely between 4 and 5 degrees, but in Munster and South Leinster, highs of 6 to 10 degrees. And into Monday morning, we see a cold morning, lows of 0 to 5 degrees, mildest in the west. Monday itself, fine enough in the sunshine, with highs of 7 to 9 degrees. There will be we will see a northerly wind. So here is the NAO next observed and GFS forecasted. So we're currently about plus 1.5 with the NAO. It's at its peak now. It'll probably start collapsing into the next few days, and for the end of February, it will be at around plus 0.7 on the index. Early March, it drops to about plus 0.1. So here is the GFS 12 set. So GFS 12 set is showing this, and today was dominated by low pressure, but we did see some decent weather. But tonight we'll see a cold front move going eastwards, probably quite a strong cold front as well, and behind that will open the doors to these cooler winds from Greenland and Iceland, as the low starts moving towards Iceland and Scandinavia. So cooler and showery on both Thursday and Friday, some heavy and wintry. Into Saturday, we see this next low to our south. That brings a wet day on Saturday and Sunday, especially on Sunday, should I say, with heavy rain and strong winds in the south. Unfortunately, that's too mild for snow. That's the sort of situation that might have given snow if it had just been a few degrees colder and if it hadn't been so mild recently. Beyond that, so that low clears towards France. On Monday, we put in a cold wind from the northeast temporarily before we see that cut off by a ridge. On Tuesday into Wednesday, we start to break the westerlies through again. Into February's end, we end up under a low pressure system, bringing more rain and winds. Actually, now that low starts to drift to our south into early March and pulls in the easterly winds. Not very cold easterly, but still an easterly. That will be chilly. Into early March, then we see a ridge to our west, pulling in a chilly wind from the northeast. Not too strong, but a bit chilly. Definitely not mild. Actually, now that ridge sits over us by the end of the first week of March. That should bring some dry weather, some nice sunshine, frosty nights, but some nice sunshine by day, and we actually end up with a high pressure trying to form a northerly by the end of the run, but it ends up collapsing, I think. But still, that's quite a chilly and dry first week to March. What's that now? Let's get rid of this, enable the hover, and get rid of the add again. There we go. So here is the ECM. So again, ECM today was a low pressure day, but it was quite nice nonetheless. But tonight could be very active, especially in the south of the country. And tomorrow we'll pull in these cold winds from the northwest, and same for Friday, with showers, 4 seasons in one day. So going beyond that, Saturday again, some more showers. Saturday are likely. And Sunday, that low that the UK Met has over us actually goes to our south, so probably not really an impact from that. It's the precipitation. Yeah, so all the precip actually is over Biscay to France, and it's just simply a quite chilly and dry day. Probably some showers on the northern and eastern coasts, wintry over high ground. Beyond that, until Monday, we pull in this cool northerly winds, but probably a frosty start and actually quite a nice day. On Tuesday, we pull in this milder wind from the west, and after that, we go back into a very mobile westerly flow. So ECM, GFS, totally different. Here is the UK Met run. There we go. Here's the UK Met. So again, tonight we can see that kink in the outer bars showing that quite intense system coming through. Tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, we will see 4 seasons in one day, showery with sunshine, quite cold as well. Into Saturday, showers, but not nearly as widespread. And actually, you can see why the UKV brings such a wet day on Sunday. That low is just to our south, bringing in a strong easterly wind and heavy rain, while the ECM has it missing us completely. Either way, into Monday, we put in a cold northerly, and after that, into Tuesday and Wednesday, we put in westerly again, and there are more deep troughs waiting in the wings to our west. Here is the GEM. Here's the GEM. It's 6-hour intervals, actually. That might look a bit better for me. A bit better for us. So here is the GEM. I knew you'd do that to me. Okay, so GEM, going out for this. So again, into this cool and showery flow for tomorrow and Friday. That's very straightforward. In Saturday, again, quite cool and showery, but less unsettles. Now, the GEM has that low, like the GFS and the UK Met Run. So the ECM is probably an outlier in having that low passing to our south. So just based on these models so far, I'd say that Sunday is likely to be a day of rain and wind, and quite a cold day as well, especially with wind chill. Beyond that, on Monday, again, that northerly wind comes in before it's cut off by a ridge to our southwest, bringing in the westers again. And we end up with the GEM with more of a northwesterly again into early March. We end up on Saturday, March 2nd, with a ridge to our west, trying to build to our north, with a trough to our south, quite chilly, but polar vortex very, very intense towards Greenland, will probably bring in further systems from the Atlantic. Here is here's the icon. Here's the icon run. Here's the icon. So again, icon, very similar story. Tomorrow and Friday will be showery and quite chilly into Saturday. And actually, the icon does have that a bit further south than the other runs, and the rain does actually miss us apart from the far southwest of the country. So icon and the ECM are both going for quite a dry day on Sunday. So that one is yet to be solved. Either way, by Monday, we're into a cold northerly, and by Tuesday, we're into a milder wind from the west with further rain, and Wednesday, beyond that, we're into more of a northwesterly. Here is the arpege run, like this. Go. So, into these cold and showery winds from Greenland, we go into tomorrow and Friday. And Saturday is a bit more settles. That low with the arpege comes to our south. So I think the arpege also brings a day of rain. Yes, it does. Except that I think the arpege has like more confined to Munster, South Connacht, and South Leinster. So the northeast actually gets away with it. So basically, the further north you are on Sunday, the more likely you are to get a dry day. And into Monday, either way, that low is clearing away and pulling the colder wind from the north. So everyone, thanks for watching. Actually, no, I will actually show you, just let's look at the lightning potential of this. Let's look at the radar. So you can see that we have a band of showers moving into the northwest right now. This has been showing lightning recently, and there are more out to our west. If we just play the radar, see that's been happening. Yes, so you can see lightning strikes around here, west of Galway, some more out here, and just generally scattered lightning through the west, some more up here. So yes, these showers are thundery, and you might have heard me say before that when you have temperature on, when you have cold air coming out of Canada, Greenland, taking a long sea track, ending up over Ireland as westerly or southwesterly winds, because the cold air moistens up of the sea and gets milder, there's a lot of convection, and that can cause thunderstorms. It's like what we saw at the end of December. We saw some big storms on the south coast pushing into Manchester. There was a tornado there. It's a very similar scenario here, with the cold air from Greenland, Canada, taking a long sea trek over the warm Atlantic, and convection goes crazy. So everyone, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.